This video is a yard tour of an equestrian property built from scratch on a plot of land on Calmsden Farm, Farming Simulator 2022. Because this was built on Farming Simulator 2022, you may see some mods that aren't yet available on 2025. For this build, I chose a plot of land just outside the village centre of Calmsden. The arrow on the map is pointing to the plot of land that the build is on. As we come trotting up the hill in Calmsden past the central houses in the village, you will see a house added at the top of the hill, just where the arrow is pointing. This is our farmhouse. As you can see, it's situated just on the edge of the village, making it a perfect location for this build. As we enter the gate, you'll see the farmhouse just on the left. You'll see by the farmhouse that I've added some plant pots, some lights and some trees, just to make it feel more lived in and cosy. There's also some honey. This is from my bees, and this is for sale for any passers-by or locals in the village. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's looking forward to this Land Rover mod coming out on Farming Simulator 2025. Onto the garden now, because as much as I love the horses in this game, gardening, vegetable plots and animals are also a really enjoyable area. So in this build I've got some chickens, some pigs, a couple of sheep, a greenhouse and some vegetable plots, along with my bees. So I'll let you have a look round the garden. As you leave the garden and the farmhouse and head towards the stables, on the left there's a log cabin type building. This is actually a farmhouse mod, however I think it makes a lovely office / kitchen / tack room, and it's very cosy with a log burner inside. You can also make a cup of tea and watch your horses out of the window. I've also added the chair mod in here, which means the character can actually sit down in third person and have a rest by the fire. This gives a really cosy feel on a rainy or snowy day. On the right you'll see a door. This doesn't actually open, but this is where I imagine my character would keep their horse's tack. As we enter into the stable yard, on the right hand side you'll see the horses' fields. My grey and chestnut geldings are in the first field, and the field next to them there is a skewbald mare. In the far field are my two youngsters. We'll visit them later. This pile of concrete slabs is what we use as a mounting block here. We've also got a wheelbarrow which is currently full of manure, and you'll see behind us are the stables. This is a brilliant mod and it's not yet out on Farming Simulator 2025, but every day I'm checking to see if it's available. This is a wash area or storage area. When I get a horse trailer, this is going to be parked under there. This is another mod that I'm looking for on 2025, and it's a simple mod, but that tap just makes a very realistic addition to Eddie's stable yard. This is the feed room, and as you can see it's got a few bales and bags of feed in. I think I need to go and top up my feed. And we've also got a few decorations, a couple of boxes and a trolley. This wheelbarrow needs emptying, so I will show you the muck heap. Just along from the muck heap and the straw bales, there's a riding arena. So I've made this myself. There are mods available, but I do like to make my own. If you check out this video, it will show you how I do this. Along from the arena, there is a jumping paddock. This actually comes as part of the map, so you don't have to build this, which is really nice. On our way to check out the jumping field, we'll just have a look at those two youngsters I mentioned earlier. So these are my two bay colts, which live in this larger field over here. So next to the jumping paddock, there's just a spare bit of grazing land if it's needed. Some people will recognise this. This is where you will get a horse stable mod as part of the map when you purchase it. I decided to delete the mod and make a bigger boundary from my land and the rest of the village with some extra trees. The tour is now complete, so let's have a look at the yard in action.